Yeah, stream looks really weird without UI, doesn't it? For anyone tuning in, check it out. It's like, oh, I can see everything. Let me see if I can. Two seconds, guys. Sorry. This is gonna bug me. You can see the stuff that happens in the background. You can do that, and then I wonder if I can. No, I'm not gonna be able to get the chat. Not without digging around. Oh, right. So why is this chat here? That's a good point. Because that's not attached to the UI thing. But you reminded me, so now I can set that up really fast. 2 seconds here. Oh, I need this bigger for a second. All right, we kind of hacked it together. That'll work for now. Does that look okay to you guys? We're missing some stuff, like you don't get the donation bar, some other things. Huh. You rushed the pizza? Dude, that sounds intense. All right, so we got Nigel up here. For anyone that's watching this on YouTube, I'll tag when the portfolio review actually started so you can skip all that craziness. So, Nigel, this is pretty cool. It looks like you're using the Artstation Pro. And then you have your own .com on top of it. Artstation, man, pretty dope. Pretty dope. Make sure I don't spill my coffee. That'd be hilarious, right? Okay. Then we need Epic Pen. All right, so you're looking for an internship, it says up here. Game graphics student. That's so right off the bat, that title is very strange. Like, you could just put student because all of the work that's on your portfolio will tell you everything that you need to know. Chris streams are fantastic. Dude, they're awesome. I wish I could do them every day. Okay, so first off, game graphics student. Just change that to student because your portfolio will tell the viewer everything, right? So let's go to projects. Okay, so if we look here, move this down here. So you've got an array of stuff. I like the little logo on the corner. It kind of, I guess it draws your eye, but it might be more of a personal choice. For me, I wouldn't put it on there. And the other thing is it's really difficult to come up with a good composition that's square, you know what I mean? So let's just, let's see here. So off the bat, these two look like the same thing. So I'm curious why, like, maybe this should be, so I'm going to click on it. So this one's the game. everything in here. Oh, that's cool. That stuff's really interesting. So everything in here is showing me everything about that game, right? When then I go in here, and this looks like this is just the vertex shader model. That's awesome. Cloakage. The dissolve shader. So I would probably put that in here, just because you have everything for that game is in here, and then you don't get a redundant thumbnail. Let's see what else we got here. So the first image is probably your strongest one. So the interactive fog particles. Here's my grad work. Interactive particles inside. My goal is to achieve realistic. Okay, sorry, I'm like half reading. So the particles that are on the ground are actually really cool. When you're standing still, you can see like a sphere. I don't know if you're using like a pill shape for your collision of your character. The effect is really nice. Oh, that's interesting when you click too. I wonder if there's a way to get a pill per leg. That way you get a little bit of the fog trying to like pass through your... What the hell is... That's crazy. Let's see if you run through it. Do it. Oh, he's pushing it. Run through it. Yeah, it looks like a pill. So there's a pill collision for the entire character. If you can modify it to get a little bit more of an accurate shape, that would really help the character interaction with the fog or smoke. The other thing I would say is oh, that's a cool color. Very Ghostbusters. The color of it is very unnatural because of how emissive it is. It's very bright, and you see it a lot with the stuff down below here. Oh yeah, I just remembered you don't see my pen when I'm in this. I wonder if I close that. Nope. So if I scroll down, you can see the fog down here. We've talked about this before. It's really bright. I mean, it's literally, it's brighter than the sky in this shot. I think toning down the brightness of the fog will help immensely. Everything else looks pretty nice. There's areas where like I'm wondering what this is. Like is this stuff here is like really hard edged. It's like maybe don't show that area, or like add these wood beams across this way. Maybe you could go like this. Let's see if I can draw that a little bit cleaner. I would like add like wood beams this way, and then maybe stylistically or like design wise, the architecture wise, adding the wood beams that go like that, and then that would allow you to do some dripping of stuff down this piece here, and then that would be much better than this weird shadow thing you've had here in this edge. It kind of looks like a plane is clipping through the wall from like maybe like this roof piece or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, that fog is pretty awesome. My personal view on it is I have no idea how complicated that is to apply. So I have no context over if it's really impressive or if it's just a matter of implementing it. Like, do you just drag it in and it's a volume and then you're good? Because if that's the case, then it's not as impressive as it could be, right? And at the end of the day, all it's doing is making your still shots look lighting imbalanced because of the fog's brightness. These shots look really cool though, minus the problems I was pointing out. There's some weird brick shapes that are happening with these pieces. If they're going to be brick, they probably just need to be a little bit thicker right here in order to help maintain their believability. I really like the posters and those details, like these decals that you're using. They're really like, this one looks like it's, I think that's paper, but I'm seeing the brick normal behind it, so I'm not sure if it's like, maybe it's paper and then it was rolled on with the glue. I really like this. And just having all these decals to break stuff up. This is a nice shot, breaking up your set to show like how everything was kind of put together. And yeah, this one's pretty strong. There's if you fix the fog on the ground so that it's not as bright, and then fix some of the weird things up here, that'll help a lot. There's another thing that you're doing in this shot that's not happening a lot in the other shots. So you see this edge here? You've like how broken up that edge is. It's like not square. That's or not blocky, I guess I should say. When it gets really blocky, you immediately start to lose the realistic look of it, and it becomes more like 3D or geometry. So like, for example, this area, you've got a little lip there, a little lip there, and then here, and then a little edge there. Just taking some of those smokestacks and adding them up here would work wonders. Like it breaks up that edge, and then immediately you start to lose the look of geometry, of just 3D art. This edge too is another way to break that up. You could put some of them here. Yeah. Trying to see what else can pop out. Double check your scale on everything. Like you've got your character walking around. Put them next to stuff. Like I don't know if I can't tell if this is proper scale or not based off the size of this door. The size of the posters on the wall are really large. Like that's like almost the size of a person. Like that's like large luggage in a plane. That's the size I'm getting. This pipe here, this guy, is almost invisible. I think maybe less rust on it or lightening the material on it so that it's not as dark. That would probably help quite a bit. Let me try something here. For the most part, it looks like the image is pretty balanced brightness-wise. Let's get Photoshop up. We'll check your values. I need to have a macro for this so I can just fire this off. Okay, so it's not that bad. This area here, oops. Screen drawing program is called Epic Pen. So like this area, this spot here is very it's a framing piece as well as this piece. So these ones are relatively okay. This one's pretty okay as well. So in general, I think it's pretty good. Let me look at a few other parts of this. So instead of going that way, let's go the other way. Yeah, so your light source is the brightest thing. All right. Yeah, no, I think in general this looks pretty good. You could always do with getting some type of information in there. Let me see if I levels it. Because see, when there's no information, no matter how much post work you do, yeah, there's like, that's the only type of color information that's happening inside of that. So if you need to do any post work on your screenshots, it's going to be too you have nothing to pull around. See here, you have a little bit more information going on. So it's easier to control the brightness of that space. It's a magic program. It's true. It's so magical. I think I just realized a way I can see the donations. Does that mean Den's a wizard? I'm no wizard. You're a wizard, DiNusty. No, it's not true. Okay, let's go on to the other shenanigans. Oh. Apparently I had to accept someone's donation. Thanks, man. Raz gave me a dono. All right, on to the next. So this scene. Let's look at this. Ah. Oh man. That jump. So when you're making this is actually pretty interesting because there's a lot of stuff you need to do to telegraph things. So, for example, right here, some stuff to keep in mind. This edge here makes the jump height really narrow. No wizard would admit he is one. This is Merlin's a wizard. Look at him. Okay, so this edge being really close really makes it confined, and when your character jumps up, you'll see that he hits the he gets really close to the top. That pause timing though, pulling this back to here will reveal the space sooner. And then you see how you have a light here. Maybe having some type of light above this wall that's gradienting down this surface in the back. That way you're telegraphing to the player early that there's a space up there to get up to. The other thing is when you jump up, Merlin doesn't count. So this edge, doing some type of highlight, like a edge decal or texturing, like I would say a decal. Like in Last of Us, wherever there's an area to go to that is just a little out of the way that you may miss, they put a somewhere they tie a thing. I'm trying to think what it's called, like a security or like a caution tape, and it's animated so you can see it in the distance. There's a lot of telegraphing that happens in games, like if you can grab onto something like in Uncharted and climb a wall, those areas tend to get a bit of a different visual treatment. So if you can telegraph that stuff early, that's really good. And then jumping into this space, this let me get to that spot again and up. So this wall needs to go back further. And then visually you would tell the player that it's a dead end by telling a story with it. So like maybe that hallway goes back, but it collapses pretty early. So maybe about 3 times the distance here. And then maybe like a wall collapse and it's just blocking the way. Yeah, that would help a lot. And then if there's anything to tell you on the sides of the walls, to turn around, or that there's more behind you. I guess you would see this when you go back down. But then you run into the other problem again where the ceiling is really low. So like this space, I would literally take the ceiling and raise it. So side view, 2D scroller, ready? You jump, you hit a wall edge here, have this go back more. have the wall collapse so that you're like, oh, I can't go there. And then where this is like really tall, or where the ceiling is low here and just continues on, you would jump up, land here, realize you can't go there, go this way, and then when you jump up, this just continues up. That also gives you room to for something cool. If someone looks up, you can do like pieces of wood that are kind of letting light through, and that's kind of like where all the lighting is coming from. That maybe is the piece that's gradient is a gradient off of this wall that you're jumping onto. You know, I was talking about earlier telegraphing that wall being able to go up. Hey, what's up, Chris? So that giving your character headroom is really good. Like, so not only like raising this ceiling up, but maybe even making these pillars taller. And then where those pillars are at and they're taller, let's see if I can do this. So making those pillars taller like this means that you could raise the ceiling there and then bring it down. So there's just that much more room, and it doesn't get awkward and kind of claustrophobic when you're trying to do like a jump like that. It's not really art, but it's more of like it's like gameplay composition, if that makes sense. You want it to be really comfortable for the player. And doing all that type of breakup and stuff really helps sell the space as not a box, like a box hallway. Let's see if there's anything else. This is cool that that's really good that highlights like that. Yeah, this is another one where it's like, raise that ceiling. This is cool that this opens up. Raise the ceiling so you get a reveal of the room to, or raise that ceiling and pull these walls back. Let's see here. So maybe put the ceiling here and put the pillars here. That way you get more of a view of the scene before the enemies show up. So the player has time to think about the space and know the room that they're in. Because see, like that guy's there and he took a left to fight him. For all he knows, there's a guy behind him. But he has no idea. Oh, this is really good. See how high that ceiling is? It like tells you so much more going on above you. Doing more of that would be really good. Hopefully this is useful stuff. Let's see here. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, so see this type of stuff, it's like really dark in that corner. I would have never guessed to jump up there. Never guessed. What was that madness? I don't know what that madness is because all my UI is fucked. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know. I think that was a follow. Oh, right. We're missing stuff. Okay, so, oh, nice. The crouch, the classic crouch. It is. Thanks for the follow, dude. Or dudette. I don't know. McKinsey? Is it McKinsey? Okay, let me rewind this a little bit. So, like, getting, let's see if you look up here. So, what you could do in order to make this this walkway more visible is you could do something like putting the lights down here either lower to the ground or maybe like tipped over, and relying on these lights. Maybe they're across the wall like this. Relying on those lights to cast a shadow under these so that you can clearly see that there's a walkway above. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, and like that corner again, it's really dark, so it's kind of hard to tell that you can go that way. There's either that or just getting a nice light on on that sword, because the moment you push that sword in, it opens this up. That crouch is good. Again, it's just more room. You need room for the player to be presented with the thing, with the feature you want to portray. It's like a tutorial mission. That fire spot that you trigger, I take it that's a checkpoint. I think that's a checkpoint. Maybe rounding this room out so that it's wider, and it kind of feels like you put maybe like a bed here or something, and some sticks or some logs and stuff, so that you're always telegraphing a larger space that tells the player, oh, this is where I can camp. Like Tomb Raider, right? Think about Tomb Raider with that stuff. That sword is really dark. And also everything is really dark. This is also really interesting. So you're running forward because you know there's a guy there. Bringing this wall back and having the player come up to the edge, not knowing that there's a guy down there, and then giving him the ability to go all the way around. So maybe he goes this way, or maybe he goes this way. That gives the player the feeling of being able to choose when they initiate a fight. It's like, oh, there's a guy down there. He looks like a boss. Look how big he is. So they get time to assess the enemy. They get time to choose where they attack from. And then they get to choose when they actually attack. This space is really good for this type of combat. It's really open. Oh, he's going crazy. This center thing is pretty cool. Mainly because it's taking up the center and it's not doing anything. You could possibly take something like this and put it over here. Put it on the corners or just around the outside, so it's more of like a ring or a pit. You think your chat is broken? I am so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I saw that chat. Let's see what else we got here. This is a long review, but this is good. See, that's another thing is because that... Go back. Because this is here, you don't see... Like when you kill that guy, you should be able to see where you're heading, where the coffin is. Like getting a light on this sword, maybe like rays of light coming in through like the wood beams in the ceiling or something, like between them, through the cracks, lights this up. So you see that, you see the bad guy who's standing over here, and then you take this. You take this centerpiece thing here and put it in like these corners. Just everything is framing this, right? You do that and you'll have like a really good like presentation to the space that you're about to engage into. I'm hypnotizing you guys. This is cool though. I mean, dude, when I was a student, I wasn't making games, sadly. The other thing I would say is if you're going to be showing this off, make sure that it's very clear from the beginning that you're, like it says game here, right? But that the focus is on the gameplay. I haven't read any of this, so. Because the environment is really blocky, which is totally fine. If you're going to present something this blocky, I think just make sure that you're wizard confirmed. Wizard for the Empire. Just make sure that the lighting is guiding the player or gives a sense of direction. What was that madness? I heard it. I heard it. It was a follow. The amazing E23. It's probably lead speak that I don't understand because I'm old now. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. Let's look at this one. So this one is pretty cool. What is happening is it is really busy. There's a lot of stuff going on. The first thing to do to try and negate that is get those shadows to not be so dark. You get some ambient light in there so that your shadows are not contrasting the image so much. And then making sure that, like, it looks like the statue's framed up pretty well. Oh yeah, I didn't even see the steps until... But yeah, I think it's just really dark. And then where the shadows are at, they're contrasting. Sorry, I'm scrolling like really fast. It's just contrasting a lot. I wonder if there's a... Let's see if there's enough information in there and I can show you what it might look like. Do this. There's a lot of... See how it caps out up here? Like, all that is lost information. Oh, wow. It's surprisingly... Am I going crazy? That is surprisingly green. Yeah, so that's basically... That right there is your image. That's all the information that's there, give or take, like a few of the range here. So essentially, that's what I try to look at when I look at the image. That's what I'm trying to look at, but the shadows and all that stuff are just breaking it up too much. It just becomes noisy. Yeah, I mean, there's other things we can say about this, but I think addressing that first would be good. Be careful about framing these up. These like seams are really harsh. I think this might be a tree. I'm not sure. This spot right here looks pretty good. If you had the ambient lighting, it would fill in these shadows so they're not so dark. Man, that bot is just spamming tonight. I'm gonna make him leave. Let me know if he's bugging you guys. He's just going to town. I did fix the other thing where he was complaining about not being able to do some type of command. Oh, this one's interesting. So this one's definitely a balance of like albedos and stuff. Like these banners. That almost looks like a Half-Life logo. Confirmed. So these banners, if they were lighter, maybe that would help. The waviness of this is very geometric right now. I guess if you're gonna in uniform, if you're gonna do that waviness, definitely take these loops where it's coming up and then just bevel those pretty wide to kind of round that out. It's really warm in here. Lambda confirmed. Oh my god. Oh my god. Snow looks pretty cool. It doesn't look very traveled. Like there's the path right here, right? Getting your snow to pile up on the sides. And just maybe that's doing the wavies. Doing stuff like this. And then in the center, it's kind of like much lighter and kind of traveled. So it doesn't look so like it gives you a direction to go. The stuff in the mountains in the distance are really snow covered, and I think that could be okay. It's just something is off about it, and I'm not quite. I mean, I think it still needs some other material breakup in there. But those materials could then be like kind of cold looking as well. I think it would be fine. There's only 2 banners. It's only the second one, guys. Oh, that's awesome. I like I like that this is like the terrain but small. The banner, albedo-wise, looks good here, so it must be because this is in shadow. Man, this one's almost not in shadow with the direction that it's facing. Is that a hole right there? I think there might be a hole in your mesh there. This frosted stuff, I'm assuming that's what it is. It looks more like metal paint that dripped down, like metallic paint. What is this, terrain for ants? I love it, man. Let's make an ant game, dude. Simant, come back. Simant, come back. This is cool. I don't know. You don't need the little like probe thing there. And the wall in the background is just really, I know it's got wavies, but it's a really straight line. So this is like the same thing we were talking about with the other scene, where if you could do something to break it up, maybe taking this or these little caps and then placing them throughout or on these corners or something, just so that it's not this straight line. That dude, Rad, your name's Rad now. That's a good point. These mountains are so close, unless they're really big, dude. But yeah, they're so close, they shouldn't actually be that blurred out. Unless, I don't know, maybe the lens is like, you know, maybe the f-stop's really low. Who knows? Who knows? Let's look at this one. So this is an effects project. I like that you're trying stuff, like different things, you know. It's probably your school. This project goal is to expand my knowledge about particles. Ah, that's cool. Oh man. Awesome. I like how you just built this scene, and it's like not even, this is really cool that it's kind of grayed out like that, because then it just doesn't even really become the focus. It's more about the effects, right? That ring is like the finale to your presentation. I feel like if that could sit there and like maybe like scale out one more time and then it like resonates and then goes, that would be pretty cool, because it happens so fast you kind of miss out on the blast of it, and it's just bright. Your eyes don't have time to adapt to it. The other thing is there's very few dude, see how bright that is? It might be a little bright on the bloom action. Takes you back to RuneScape, dude. Awesome. But yeah, I don't think you'll need these screenshots just because of the videos. See how powerful that is with the ring? And I'm curious why this ring being so bright is not casting any type of like lighting or emissive. Well, I've got a new name now. It's true. Let's look at this one. Oh man, 3 Dizzle. So this is pretty cool. Oh, dude, I love it. That's awesome. So the annotations are just camera angles. I wouldn't put them there just because they're blocking your the scene. But I like the way that you put this together. The what is it? The plaque. random troll. The my brain's blanking now. Anyways, the platform that this is on for this diorama, it's like a diorama platform, is just like commit to adding the bevels on there. If you're gonna have a hard edge like that, just bevel it so that it doesn't have the low poly look. Maybe bevel it wide once and then bevel those two edges slightly. That way it kind of fits the style of this. In general, this is pretty cool though. I like it. I like it. This is cool. Little boat in there. Yeah, awesome. See, I feel like because of that, you don't need these screenshots. Oh, see, I'm even trying to move stuff around now. Cool. A nameplate on it, that would be awesome. So like the initial angle that you have it at, like I guess the nameplate's here. Oh, I just realized that the text is back here in the scene. I mean, that kind of does it, you know. That kind of does it for me. Cool. That one's pretty awesome. And then this guy. Oh man, more gameplay? Dude, you're hardcore. Side scroller, same dude. You got this. Swing. Oh yeah, so see, there's the same problem with the getting caught on the edge there. Giving enough room for it to happen. Ah, awesome. Oh, secret area. No, get it. Oh, he didn't commit to the secret area. I felt like there was a secret area there. The light in that last scene was moving with the camera. So with games like this, where they're side-scrolling, just to help with the visual read of everything, anything that's not playable, give it some type of different tint or move it back in space or add atmosphere that kind of separates everything. That way you can see, like in this shot, I don't know where, like I think it's just the only playable space is this. Maybe you could go up here and then go down and then drop down this way. I don't know, I'm losing a little bit of the context because it's just a screenshot. But making sure that you can visually separate the space. Check out Little Big Planet because they had to solve a lot of those type of problems, especially since you could jump in between the play spaces. Oh yeah, Evo, that's hilarious. That's funny. So, I mean, this portfolio, like, it's getting there. Like, you're showing promise. You're missing a bit on your composition. You're missing a little bit on just the presentation of how this is all laid out. I might put all your games in like another group or something, or maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to. Yeah, it's Epic Pen. I'm not sure how to separate out gameplay assets in a portfolio from the rest. Polish your lighting on this. Fix the brightness on the fog here. Work on the composition of this one and getting those shadows to just not make the whole scene noisy. Work on your shaders and presentation for this one. Lighting and composition are really, it's really missing those right now. This one I think is pretty good, just maybe the effect changes. This one is really cool. Just updating that platform a little bit would be nice. This guy needs to merge in with this guy. And this one, you need to work on the visual depth of it. So it says student up here, and I feel like the portfolio is still student, so I don't think you're actually yet ready to be looking for an internship, I guess. I'm trying to think if if you had a few more scenes like this one, like this is pretty hot, man. I would love to see another one of that quality. I don't like the fog stuff is really cool, but it doesn't really excite me. Because that's technically it's really cool. But I'm more interested in composition and leading the eye and stuff like that. And that's environment artists, that's what they're going to be. The people that are hiring you for environment art position are going to be looking for that. Yeah, and then just expanding on your shader understanding and getting a specific look to look the way that it should. Like, for example, the stuff on these pillars feels strange. It's very witness in the way that it's colored. And then composition, framing this up nicely, and the snow. See, you're doing it with the snow here. It's the longer shot where you lose the path, the golden path. In general, solid though. Just keep working, keep going. This one's awesome. More quality of that nature. All right, I'm gonna switch over to the other portfolio, and then and then we'll look at your guys' stuff. It is 8:14. I gotta go faster. It's the real deal.